Hey guys, my name is Darrow, and I'm going to be giving a no-nonsense tutorial of JavaScript. So, compared to a lot of other tutorials, they walk through how to set up the IDE, they walk through very basic things, and they explain concepts that are basic for a very long period of time. This tutorial is a little different. It's assuming that you already have prior knowledge of like these foundational concepts. We're just going to be going very fast so that you can have like an idea of how to use this language in like a very short period of time. So if you're like a beginner, I'd recommend clicking off this video and going to like another longer video that will explain these concepts more in depth. I'm going to be going pretty fast. So yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing is commenting. By the way, the reason why like there's a star here is just because I want to highlight like these comments. So you see how this is a little bit darker than this? That's because I'm using this extension called Better Comments. I think it's a really cool extension. I recommend getting it if you have VS Code. All it does is it just it just highlights different colors of things for comments. So this is a single line comment. So single line comment, and then if I do /**/, I got a multi-line comment. So I can spread this across multiple lines. It's great. So that's comments. Now let's go on to variables. So there's 3 different types of variables in JavaScript, and you don't need to use like the int or string keyword before. There's lets, variable vars, and then constants. So I was just say let like name1 equals John. And by the way, semicolons in this language are optional. So if I was to just like 2 and then 3. By the way, you can't name them the same thing, of course. So I'm just going to walk through the differences between each of these. So firstly, const just makes it immutable. So you can't say like name3 equals Mary, for example. That would not work. Would error. Great. So the difference between let and var is that let is block scoping and var is global scoping. So that means that if I was to like console.log is just printing in this language, name1 before it was defined here, this would error as well. Okay, but if I was to do that with name2, it would not error. So there are the different types of variables. There is, I believe, 7 different types. So the types are strings. I'll call them numbers. They're like integers, floats, stuff like that. Null, undefined. Let's see. Arrays, objects, and then booleans. So I believe that's all of them. Yeah, great. So those are variables. So then let's go over if statements. So there's the standard like A is greater than B or vice versa. There is A is greater than or equal to B. So this can be switched like this or this. Oops. But it can't be done like this. That would error. So it's just this or this or this. So you have to do it before then the equal sign. Then there is equals to, so A equals B for if statements, and then there's that just means it's equal to that, and then A equals B means it's strictly equal. So that means that not only do the values have to be the same, the types also have to be the same. And then there's A not equal to B, so that's just not equal to. And then the structure for an if statement is like, let's say let A, let B. So A greater than B. So this is for a lot of things. So you use parentheses here, and then you use curly braces for your code. So that's the general structure. Great. So now let's go over to arrays and objects. So arrays are similar in this language that they are in most languages. So you like it starts at 0, goes like, so for example R0, this would correspond to 1. Like most programming languages, you start at 0 instead of 1. So yeah, and you can also have multiple types in your thing. So you can say 1, 2, 3, and that could be like hello. Cool, great. Then we have objects. So let obj equals. You use curly braces like this, and you can define anything we want here. So we can be like name object type object as well, stuff like that. For that, and we need a comma. Oops, there. So you separate them with a comma. So that's arrays and objects. So I feel like we skipped over something. We skipped over. Okay, I can just do it now. Strange. We skipped over for and while loops. So great. So for loops, like in most languages, you have a constant, say called I. You like less than something, so just say r.length. So .length will give us the length of the array, and then r is this thing. So say I++. So that's how you use a for loop, or define a for loop. So if I was to like just return console.log I would just get, I would get like 0, 1, 2, because yeah. But if I was console.log r like ri, I would get 1, 2, 3 because it's corresponding to each of these values. Okay, just brief on that. Then there's while loops. So while loops just show that something it runs forever essentially. So this one runs until you guys probably know. So I could just say like let is true equals true. And I'll just put this in here. So you can also use variables. I didn't explain that with if statements. You also say like let is true equals true here. This is going to give me an error because I just defined the same variable twice. But I just say like it is true. That works, and that would work. FYI. Anyways, back down to is true. So that will just return forever. Then we have standard and arrow functions. So standard function, we don't really have a name for it. It's just the regular function. So like let's say just like get milk. I don't know. You could just say function get milk. So we can, like that. So use a keyword function at the start. So I could say return give us like we'll return a value. So I can say return got milk. I can also use parameters. So say like jugs. So I could say got. I need to use a different kind of quotation for this, so I need to use that. So I could say got of milk. So I would just say get milk 5. This would return to me get milk. Okay, get milk 2. So got 5. This would just return got 5 jugs of milk. Great. So now arrow functions are a little bit different. So syntax for an arrow function is a little different than most other functions because it was like the standard functions were created before the arrow functions in JavaScript history. So they just look like this. You can also define them like this. So essentially the main differences are the use of the keyword this and the use of the and some other minor stuff. So essentially if I had like an object let difference. So if I had an object and I had an arrow function within it, so function. Actually, I should probably define this in here. So versus a standard. So standard. And I would say like maybe I would say like name is difference between these. Sorry, I need comma there. Okay, so I could say like console.log this.name versus console.log this.name. So this one would return This one would return that this one would return difference between these. This one would return nothing, like this, empty. Or I think I actually would, yeah, it would return nothing. So that's the difference between those two functions. All right, that's that. And you can also use parameters in between here, like what I did with the 5 jugs of milk. And so now find the classes. So use class, define class with like class, so like class programmer, for example. You go like that. And I can like call a programmer by like, or actually I'll talk about something else first. So the first way, so in order to use a class, you need a constructor. So constructor basically just defines the elements of the class. So I could say like name, and then languages, for example. So this dot name, so we're defining it global, we're defining it for the function, for a programmer. This dot name is name, so it's going to go to this constructor, and then this dot languages equals languages. So we can say, so that would be, we could say like, let person equals new programmer. We could give them like a name like John. We could give them a language like JavaScript. And then we could say like we can also use functions within this. So we could say like write script maybe. So with this write script function, we might have a parameter like language used. We could say like I'm just thinking about like something you could use. By the way, in this format, you would not use the word function. That would not work for standard functions. Or yeah. So we could say something like I don't know, for, or let's say let can code equals false. I'm just writing a quick thing out. So like we could just say like for equals 0, I is less than this dot languages I plus plus. So you can say that I'm writing like a script just like show this. So if the language used equals the languages I, then this would return true. Or then we could say can code equals true. Great. So and then yeah, so this would, so we could say if can code at the end of this, we can say like, also we can like, so like, oops, I can do this, or we could show can't do this. Okay, so we could show this by saying person dot write script, and we would say like JavaScript. So you just learned in 128 lines most of JavaScript, all the foundational stuff. Congratulations for making it through this video. It's 13 minutes, so a little over my deadline, my aim of 10 minutes, but I hope this is I hope you learned something and are able to now code whatever you want to do with this language. Yeah. I have a GitHub project for this. Please consider going onto there, giving it a star, and just taking a look at it. And please subscribe and like for more content. And yeah.